Hi, everyone. It is Carol C.C. Miller, your positivity coach, peace activator, and global hugger, coming to you today with words to love by. The intention behind this daily practice is to offer you opportunities to see things differently and from a loving, kind, and compassionate perspective. And I use different quotes that I happen to love. Each week I do a blog. I've been blogging for over 10 years, and I always choose some quotes to go along with my message. So many of these quotes that I'm using, I've used through the years, excuse me, or that I particularly love them, and I do choose to live by them. If I use the quote, it's something that has meaning to me. So today's words to love by, we're going to talk about responsibility. And this quote comes from Fred Rogers. If you're unfamiliar with him, as his name, it's Mr. Rogers. He was on PBS for years with a children's program. And there's actually a documentary out right now called Welcome to My Neighborhood that I highly encourage you to watch. It is truly kindness in action. He led an amazing life. So today's words to love by are, we live in a world which we need to share responsibility. It's easy to say, it's not my child, it's not my community, not my world, not my problem. Then there are those who see the need and respond. I consider those people my heroes. Fred Rogers. Again, we live in a world which we need to share responsibility. It's easy to say, it's not my child, not my community, not my world, not my problem. Then there are those who see the need and respond. I consider those people my heroes. So I'm really curious as to how that quote of Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers, sits with you about responsibility. I mean, there's certainly a personal responsibility for us each individually to show up as our best selves as often as we can. And I encourage you to be gentle with yourself when you're unable to show up as your best. Really, we are trying to all do the best we can in the moment. So if we're dealing with a challenge, as I've said many, many times, it's easy to be kind, loving, and compassionate when things are going the way we want them to. It's when we're having the challenges and maybe we're facing injustice, maybe we're facing tragedy, maybe we're facing a health scare or some other type of issue that we've stepped outside of our happy zone kind of thing. And that's when we really need to dig deep and figure out how we can move forward with love, kindness, and compassion as our guide. So for me, this particular quote really means, how can I be love in action? How can I take responsibility? Not responsibility for other people's actions, because they each get to decide how they're going to act, but I can reach out a helping hand. I can volunteer, which I do a lot of with organizations that I believe in. I can donate financially to support different people or organizations that I believe in. It comes for me going back to using love, kindness, and compassion as my guide rather than blame, shame, and complain. It's so easy when things aren't going well to blame somebody for them. It's so easy when things aren't going well to complain about what's going on. And it's absolutely easy to shame people, especially if they started and are shaming others. But let's rise above the blame, shame, and complain. Let's rise above and be that we want to see in the world. So first off, take responsibility for your own actions, for your own thoughts and words. Be gentle when you choose something that isn't loving, because I live in this world of positivity. I coach it, I speak about it, and there's times in my day or in my life that I'm not positive. I don't know of anybody who is 100% positive. If you know of somebody who's like that, please send them my way and I'll have them start doing the coaching instead. But really it is about facing up to whatever you're going through, finding the appreciation and gratitude in the moment. And sometimes that requires you to really dig deep when it's a hard situation. And it's being loving and gentle to yourself through the process of it. So when you find yourself needing to be responsible for yourself, that's where the work first begins. But I really encourage you to think how you can be there for somebody else's child, how you can be there for the community you live in, how you can be a world citizen that shares kindness. A lot of times it's as simple as sharing your smile, sharing a kind word, holding the door open for somebody, doing something small creates large benefits. And I can promise you, for that person who really needed that smile today, it was easy for you to smile, but it made massive impact to them because they really needed it. I have found that in the years I've been giving free hugs for 10 years now, I often get people who really enjoy the experience, but every now and then there's somebody who really needed the experience, and they share that, whether they haven't had a hug in weeks or months or just lost a loved one that they're missing. So you do your part in your world. Start with yourself. Be responsible for your own thoughts. Be responsible for your own words, and be responsible for your own actions. And then from a loving, kind, and compassionate space, ask yourself how you can be responsible for the world you want to live in. And if you want to live in a world that's kind, compassionate, and loving, my guess is you're not going to get there from blaming, shaming, and complaining. Again, it does not mean people who are causing harm to others or to themselves, there aren't consequences, because there certainly are consequences. There's consequences when you do good things in the world. But it does mean not adding to the fire and pouring more fuel on that by blaming, shaming, and complaining. How can you create positive, loving actions to solve the problem rather than to add to the problem? So again, last time for today, we live in a world in which we need to share responsibility. It's easy to say, it's not my child, not my community, not my world, not my problem. Then there are those who see the need and respond. I consider those people my heroes. Be a hero, be a helper, be somebody who sees the good in people and creates more of it that way. So again, I really encourage you to see how you can incorporate this particular quote into your daily life, which will create more love, kindness, and compassion for you. And then you're going to just naturally spread it out. It's like anything, things that we want in our lives, it usually takes practice. So just practice these words. Practice my words to love by, and see how they resonate with you. Find some quotes yourself that really mean something to you and share them with me. I'd be happy to talk about them if they resonate with me as well. Until next time, you have a great day. Remember, you matter. You matter to me. You matter to the world. And most importantly, you matter to you. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.